हेलो।
मुझे कुछ भी नहीं मालूम।
Hello. Hello.
Hello. हेलो, हाँ, आवाज आ रही है सभी के पास?
Yes, sir.
आ रही है?
Yes, sir.
हेलो, हाँ सर, स्टार्ट करें सर? हेलो। A very good morning to uh, respected director ma'am, our today speaker Dr. Ambar Vyas sir, on the faculty members and research scholars on the behalf of IUP Sri Ram Swarup Memorial University. I, Sunil Kumar, moderator of FDP, welcomes our today's speakers, Dr. Ambar Vyas sir, Assistant Professor, Dr. Pandit Shukla University, Raipur. Before starting the session, I would like to introduce Dr. Ambar Vyas sir. Dr. Ambar Vyas sir is young researcher currently working as assistant professor at University Institute of Pharmacy, Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla, University Raipur. He did his M.Pharm in pharmaceutics from KLE's College of Pharmacy, Belgaum, and PhD from University Institute of Pharmacy, Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla, University Raipur, Chhattisgarh. And he has completed his post-doc from University of Minnesota, United States in the year 2017. He has qualified national level test gate 2003 with a percentile of 80.34 and all India rank 1257. He is
Hello.
recipient. Hello.
Yeah, sir, my voice is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
He is recipient of 8th Young Scientist Award, Medical Sciences of Chhattisgarh Council of Science and Technology in 2010, and was also awarded with Young Scientist Award for Best Oral Presentation of Research Paper in National Conference organized by Pharma Next and Medics Fora in 2011 at Simla. He has been awarded with international travel grant from Grand Cell of UGC, and he has nearly 5 years of research and 13 years of teaching experience. He has to his credit more than 60 research review papers, 10 book chapters, and 5 books published in national and international journals. His ongoing research project includes major research project funded by CG, COST, UGC, MRP, and DST. He has life membership of APTI and IPA. He is president of Chhattisgarh State APTI. So, sir, please continue the today's session of FDP.
Thank you, sir. Now I'm sharing my slides. Let me know that they are visible to everybody. Is it visible to everybody now? Hello.
Hello.
My slides are visible, sir? I'm sharing my slides.
No, sir.
Just a minute.
No, sir. No, sir.
So I'm not getting the option.
सुनील
share
सर योर
slides.
स्लाइड इज स्टॉप शेयर जो आप स्लाइड शेयर करें उसको स्टॉप करिए पहले
अब आ गया सर?
Sir,
My screen is sharing. Yeah.
सुनील सर अपना शेयरिंग स्टॉप करिए
ठीक ठीक ठीक
यस सर
हाँ,
विजिबल
सर, आ गया।
सर विजिबल
Okay. So just a minute. So first of all, I want to thank Dr. Sunil for my wonderful introduction, and I'm also thankful to Institute of Pharmacy, Sri Ram Sarup University, for inviting me this lecture. So a very good morning to all the esteemed faculty member, which has been joined from different places. I hope my voice is clear. If there is any trouble in voice, let me know if it is not clear to you. Shall I begin?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So welcome to all in the FDP Staff Development Program. And as I have been told that all the faculty or the major attendee of this program are almost faculty members. And as you know that today the research grant or requirement of a research grant is an essential criteria, not only in government institute, but reputed private universities and the institutes are also focusing on availing the research grant. So the faculty members who are involved in the research, they need to have an grant. So today we'll discuss the topic is funding opportunities for research in science and technology. So we'll discuss on this what are the various options or what are the various agencies which are giving funding, especially in science and technology, that is including health sciences and pharmacy. And I'm sure that most of the teachers might be aware of all these agencies because agencies are few and common. But I have something new in the slides. We'll discuss how to get a grant or how to write a proposal in a brief, because the major focus will be on funding opportunities. And still, I'm sure that there are 2 or 3 agencies or 2 or 3 areas where you might not be aware of. So we'll discuss that in detail. Rest of all the things, as you know, that they are available on the website of all the funding agencies. So let's begin. So as you know that in academia and scientists, they have several peoples or academicians, they have a potential or an idea for novel inventions. And as we know that with the development of science around the globe, in order to bring this idea into actual, we need the money, or we say that we need the resources, which involves chemical equipment, let's say set up for lab and other things. And for all this, we are in need of fetching the research grant. Research grant is a great concern for scientists, whether they are working in government or private organization. As I have told that few years back, say less 20 years back, the grant was taken by major of the government institute, but now due to various ranking agencies like NAC, NIRF, and other agencies, NBA, so they had made categories, and all the institutes, whether they are government or private, they can based on their ranking, they may get the preference in fetching the research grant. So there are several Indian government agencies and also international agencies which provides fund for Indian scientists or Indian academician or teacher and students for research activities. So in this presentation, we will major focus on various funding resources, their thirst area. And as I have told you that all of us know that even I have taken all the information in this my presentation from the internet, because they are already available. But the thing is that we are not aware about when this project will come, or how to write that project, or what are the areas. There are certain agencies I will discuss in my project. We don't consider them, but they are also giving grants in health sciences, that is from the field which we belong to, that is pharmacy. Let's see. So as you know that there are different types of fund, and my biodata sir has also read that I had fetched funding for, apart from the research project, I have taken funding from conference also and for travel grant also. So as everybody know that we can avail funding for attending or participation in any conference, seminar, workshop or training programs, not only in India but abroad also. or even not only for attending the seminar, even for organizing this seminar, symposia, and training or short-term program. Indian as well as the foreign agencies are there which are giving funds. But basically my presentation will be focusing on the grants, research grants. So research grants is also available for UG, PhD and PhD students. There may be some faculty for undergraduate or diploma level which who are undergoing their PhD. So they may also see that what are the grants which they can avail for having the PhD, because if you are having any research grant while doing your PhD, add extra accurates to your CV. And the research grants are for postdoctoral studies, one of which I have availed, that is UGC Raman Fellowship. Apart from that, there are other research grants we'll discuss in detail one by one. Career development schemes, and even for publishing journals, books and periodicals, as most of you know that right now they are reputed journals. They used to take fees in of money in terms of processing fees of journal, as we know that because of various limitations and rules, the publishing house are facing difficulty because they are getting extra burden to take the affiliations from different agencies, IOAC and DOI. So they need to pay the money, and they are not generating enough money, because most of the institute are now preferring the online versions of the periodicals or journals. So they used to charge certain money. So even for publishing in journals, book and periodicals, money has been granted. The projects, as we know, that minor and major research projects, the funding is available. Collaborative research, which is a key importance. I would like to highlight this point, collaborative research project, because with the development of science and technology in recent 5 years, and with the implementation of a new education policy 2020, if you had gone through, the government had taken an initiative to give more emphasis on different areas of science, and the government or the funding agencies are giving more amount or more fund, fetching more fund on collaborative research project. So if anyone or any faculty wish to go for a project, and if he or she is going for first time writing a research project, I will suggest that they should go for a collaborative research project. Even though in meanwhile in my presentation we'll see what are the advantage of this collaborative research project and how you can go through. Funding for attending Nobel laureate meetings, MODROPS, that is, it is an AICT based, and now most of the pharmacy college has withdrawn the approval from AICT, so they are not eligible for the funds. But there are not a lot more colleges, especially in Maharashtra and South, they are still continuing with the affiliation with AICTE. So there is a major chances, because the majority of pharmacy college has been withdrawn the affiliation from AICTE, and engineering college are also not fetching so much grants. So there is a ample potential if your university or the affiliated college to which you belong to, if they are having AICTE affiliation, then there are enough ample chances that you may get this AICTE MODROPS, RPS and other grants for conference. And there are certain industries which are collaborating and providing you fund for turning your idea into actual, that is, they are fetching the research. So you'll see that there is no such classification right now, but in order to make the presentation easy and understandable, I had classified my presentation in terms of 4 sub branches where we can get the grant. That is projects, getting the grant for projects, that is the major area of the concern nowadays for the faculty member, and it is an FDP. So we will be majorly focusing on the grants which are there for projects. But as I know that there are most of the faculty which might be doing PhD. In case if you are doing PhD, there, as I have told you initially also, that there are several grants. And what is the benefit of getting these PhD grants is that you may take an education leave from your institute, which you are getting that grant. And in case if you are doing PhD with a grant which is approved by any national funding agency, then it add an extra accurates to your CV. And moreover, there is a potential chance that you may be eligible rather comparatively easily for the higher studies, that postdoctoral. There are several grants postdoctoral. So in pharmacy, I should say that there are major 2 postdoctoral grants. One is ICMR DHR fellowship, and the second is that is UGC Raman fellow. Apart from that, these DST, DVT, and there are other grants, but these 2 grants, postdoctoral grants, are most popular and has been taken by a number of faculty members from the field of pharmacy. And there are special funding by all the agencies, especially in case of the women candidates. So the girls candidate or the women candidate, if they are a faculty member, if they are pursuing PhD, they have major chances of having this, getting this grant. So I will start with the funding from DST. As you know, it is Department of Science and Technology, and they have its dream project or the funding. It is an umbrella program for capacity building, and which envisages the overall development in the field of research to tap some of its applied and potential nature. And the call of proposal is open throughout the year, and the eligibility is that the faculty and the scientists from any organizations or the university can apply for it. There are two sub branches, that is nanotechnology and nanoscience. So I'm happy to share with you that I had been one of the awardee of DST Nano Mission in nanoscience, and I had a grant of 85 lakhs, which is still continuing there. And I'm the first person in my state and in central India to get this grant as an individual. So this is a major scheme, and there is a no limit of this. There is no upper limit for this funding. So as I have told you initially that with the presentation and the funding, and I will also tell you my experience, because I had applied to almost every agency for the funding, and most of the time, by the God of the grace, I am successful in getting all these grants. So as it is, there is no upper limit for this funding. And even though when I had applied for this grant, I had been asked to go for a collaborative project or for a collaboration. So I suggest that if you are applying this nanotechnology, this DST Nano Mission, you should obviously go for a collaborative research project. Collaborative research projects, and you, according to the theme of your project or the grant you want to available, you have to go for either you can go for nanotechnology or nanoscience. In the brief area of both this, or what come under the nanotechnology or what come under the nanoscience, the most of the delivery system come under the nanoscience. So you may go for this. This grant is provided for manpower, equipment, consumable, national travel, contingency, and overhead. So these all the major parts of the project has been covered under this grant, and it is one of the best grant which is presently available for pharmacy faculties. The another grant from the DST is DST Inspire Fellowship. It is for doing the PhD, and its objective is to enable higher education in field of science and technology. The eligibility for this is the applicant should be a citizen of India with an age group between 22 to 27, and especially this grant Inspire Fellowship is awarded for the PhD for university gold medalist. As I know that I'm giving my lecture in a university, so I think that is necessary. Even for the teachers and even from your students, if your students is a gold medalist of the university, they are eligible for this Inspire Fellowship. 2 or 3 years back, the gold medalist student should easily get this grant, because due to competition, now it has been a bit difficult to get this Inspire Fellowship. So in order to get or increase your chances for getting this fellowship, a easy tip is there. So if a student is doing PG or a Master of Pharmacy from your university or college, in that case, if you will publish the paper of the student along with the teacher, then the chances of getting the scholarships are increased by more than 80%. So, and if especially if the paper is there in Science Direct or in a Thomson Reuters Index journal, so the chance are more. So as I have told it, the first rank holder of all the university, even though it is a private university or a government university, the student is eligible to this grant. The applicant should have more than 70% in mark in aggregate, or the CGPA equivalent to 70%, and the funding limit is 31,000 and 31,000 per month, and 20,000 contingency grant per year is grant for getting chemicals and other consumables. And the duration of this fellowship is ample large, that is 5 years. There are few fellowships whose duration is more than 5 years or around about 5 years. Most of the fellowship for project, they have a time limit of 5 years. Next. This is the DST Inspire Fellowship for postdoctoral. It is Inspire Faculty, known as Inspire Faculty scheme. It offers an assured opportunity every year for getting the doctoral research through the around 1,000 postdoctoral research through contractual and tenure track position for 5 years, both in basic and applied science area. So we are in applied science area, pharmacy people. So 1,000 positions are there. It's a large number, but there is a tough competition. And the scholarship, as I have told you, is for a ample large period, that is of 5 years. So all the Indian citizens and people from Indian origin with a state having an PhD, and those who have, even though if the Viva is not over, if you have submitted their PhD, they are eligible to get or to apply for this fellowship. And other age limit at the time of the award should be 32 years. However, there is a relaxation with girls candidate and with reservation candidates of 3 to 5 years, depending upon the state and national policies. Candidates who are employed in any form, whether they are permanent, whether they are on contractual position, whether they are in a government university, whether they are in a private university, or whether they are in an affiliated college with any of the organization in India, they are eligible to apply for this fellowship. And the grant is 35 lakhs for the 5 years at the rate of 7 lakhs per year. Each selected Inspire faculty shall be eligible to receive the consolidated amount equivalent to the scale of the assistant professor of an IIT as fellowship amounts. So this is another scheme to do postdoctoral studies in India. Funding for women, as I told you, in every scheme there is funding for women. So first we'll talk about, as we are talking about the DST. So there is a woman scientist scheme of DST, WSS. The objective of this study is to provide research opportunities for women scientists and technologists to re-enter into the mainstream of their science and profession. Here, re-enter means the female faculties, they are eligible to avail their child care or maternity leave during this fellowship. So the scheme will not, scheme permits them to take a break for their maternity leave or child care leave. So after that, they can reapply or re-enter into science and technology or a professional field. This is a very wonderful scheme for promotion of women in the field of science and technology. So for this, the eligibility is they should be unemployed. So if the faculty is employed, then in that case you cannot apply for this fellowship. So in this, you should be a PG. So if we are from pharmacy field, then we should have an M.Pharma and PhD degree in award. And the age limit is 27 to 57 years, which is an ample large age group or age different or age limit, in which after taking can take a break and can come in this fellowship. As I have told you, that due to motherhood and family responsibility, many of our female colleagues, they would not able to continue their research with the same pace in comparison to male faculty. So in order to compensate that, DST has launched this scheme. So this is of it is categorized into ABC, WSABC, Women Scientist Scheme. So scheme A is especially for us, that is for basic and applied science, we come under this, while B is for science and technology invention for social benefit. However, some of the pharmacy people got in scheme B also, but they have to do a project or a grant, write a project of social benefit of the health areas. In that case, they are eligible to get the WSB fellowship. And WSC fellowship, it is for internship in intellectual property rights for the self-employment. So for this award for a PhD awarded, 55,000 per annum has been granted for 3 years, and total the limit is 30 lakhs for this fellowship. And if you are an M.Pharm, that in that case 40,000 per month is awarded for 3 years, and total limit is 25 lakhs for fellowship of applicant, and the cost of the small equipments, contingency, travel, consumable, overhead, and extra charge. You can have these budget columns in your title. And for that C type, that is for IPR, then it is 30,000 per month. If you are in postgraduate, in that case, it is 25,000 per month. Now coming to the second major agency, that is DBT, Departments of Biotechnology.
Excuse me, sir.
So,
sir.
Yeah.
ये सर अभी 2 मिनट बचा सर, इसके बाद सेशन जो इसी सेम लिंक से
कंटिन्यू
हो सकता है सर।
ठीक सर तो देन आई शुड, मैं अभी
सभी
स्टॉप करके रीजॉइन हो जाता। जी सर, थैंक यू फॉर द इंफॉर्मेशन। आई एम रीजॉइनिंग सर, एक्सक्यूज मी, आई एम रीजॉइनिंग, आई एम क्विटिंग हियर एंड आई विल रीजॉइन फ्रॉम दिस 9th slide।
ठीक।
LSRB, Life Science Research Board. In this case, we are also eligible, that is pharmacy people can apply, or they have majority chances to get the grant in field of life science research. What generally it deals with the enhancement of health and efficiency of the soldier operating under the different harsh environment. As you know that we have harsh environment in border areas, especially to it's very cold, and in Rajasthan, if you'll talk about, it's very hot areas, so including high altitude, extremely cold desert environment of different types of system. So the major thrust area of this funding is life support system, biomedical technology for air, land and sea operation, and military psychology. So in this military psychology, even consulting project or survey projects or psychological studies are also included. Human adaptation to extreme environment, nutrition, radio protection, stress management, combat fatigue, biodefense against human, animal and plant pathogens, specialized food technology, vector and malaria control. So vector and malaria control are of prime importance in my state. So I just like to share that Chhattisgarh is one of the state to which I belong here, and here the problem to the military peoples in the remote areas is country is having malaria. So in that case, if people are applying project according to the need of the military area in their territory, it is easy to get nuclear and biological and chemical detections and protection and decontamination. Again, I would like to tell you that previously, if you see the 10-year history of the project which has been awarded by DRDO, so most of the projects are awarded to the persons related to the chemistry, that is MSc chemistry are eligible for this chemical detection. So the major project awarded by DRDO, they are in terms of combating agents to combat with warfare agents. So eligibility for this is to grant is offered to the universities, including private and government, IITs, establishment of the institute with basic research facilities. And there is a funding, there is no funding limit. If your project is viable and good and is of national importance, funding is no limit in this case. Again, the last agency which we are going to discuss is UGC. As you know that UGC is one of the major agencies, but as we know that now what the funding by UGC has been stopped.
Sir, mic.
So I am not. Okay. So there was some disturbance, might be due to ignorance. So again, UGC, it was when previously I used to do presentation, my first slide used to be from UGC. But as we know that UGC has cut down the funding grants in recent 3 years. So I am just highlighting the area where the UGC is awarding the project. Right now, MRP by UGC has not in existence, वो अभी चल नहीं रहे हैं, बंद हो गए हैं, but different fellowships which are given by the UGC. So just an highlight, it is American fellowship, it is for the retired professor or who are at the verge of their retirement are eligible for this. Postgraduate Indira Gandhi scholarship for a single girl child. If you are a single girl child of your family, then you are eligible for this year's scholarship for doing postgraduate. Postgraduate merit scholarship scheme for university rank holder in general honors, जैसा कि DST Inspire है उसी प्रकार. This is post-graduate scholarship for university rank holder, and whether they are from a private university or a government university, they are eligible to screen under this section. Research fellowship in science of meritorious students. Dr. D.S. Kothari postdoctoral fellowship for this one of the prestigious fellowship which has been awarded, and including health science, pharmacy peoples are also eligible to get this very prestigious D.S. Kothari postdoctoral award. Dr. S. Radhakrishna postdoctoral fellowship in humanities and special social science. Rajiv Gandhi National Fellowship for ST/SC candidates. UGC new scheme for providing special honorarium to teachers who are fellow of at least one of the 4 Academy of the Science identified by the UGC. JRF and research associative, there is RShip for national fellowship, junior rational fellowship for engineering and technology, JRF in science and humanities, postdoctoral scheme for women candidate. This is a special scheme only for women for postdoctoral. women NDF के अलावा UGC की ये भी स्कीम है जब women candidates को ही स्कॉलरशिप postdoctoral स्कॉलरशिप मिलती है. मौलाना आजाद नेशनल फेलोशिप फॉर minority student, and this is one of the major fellowship which has been awarded to the minority students of our country. So मैं बाकी डिटेल्स में इन फैसिलिटीज के लिए नहीं जा रहा हूँ क्योंकि इनमें से बहुत सारी फैसिलिटीज अभी एक्सिस्टेंस में नहीं है. उसके अलावा मैं आता हूँ इंटरनेशनल फंडिंग. तो ये तो नेशनल फंडिंग हो गई, इनके बारे में आपको बहुत सारी चीजें पता है. और इसके अलावा कुछ इंटरनेशनल फंडिंग भी है जिनके लिए बहुत कम लोग एलिजिबल होते हैं या हम जानते नहीं इसलिए अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते हैं। उनमें कुछ कुछ 2-3 चुनिंदा फेलोशिप है। उसके लिए यूनिवर्सिटीज इंक्लूडिंग प्राइवेट एंड गवर्नमेंट आर फेलोशिप। द फर्स्ट इज बिल एंड मिलिंडा गेट्स फेलोशिप, BMGF इसका नाम है, गेट फाउंडेशन बोलते हैं इसको। इट इज एन प्राइवेट फाउंडेशन बाय Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. It has been started in year 2000 as a premier agency for planning, promotion and funding of international competitive research in emerging area, currently holding an asset of US$ 50.7 billion. It's a huge amount and has been awarded to various universities including private and government, and it is the one of the area is the healthcare. इसका poverty के अलावा health area एक major issues है in which this agency used to give the grant. So it generally focus on to fight research in AIDS, TB and malaria. These are the 3 areas in which the agencies generally give the grant, or a huge amount of the grant is allotted to the scientist, and the foundation has donated more than 6.6 billion global health program. So this is one of the international fellowship which deals with the health. So I would like to mention here again, this is a Wellcome Trust. This Wellcome Trust is a London-based organization, but generally the projects are awarded with the help of DST and DBT. It has a collaboration with DST and DBT. But when the screening, if you are applying for DST and DBT, the screening of the project is generally done by DST and DBT, scientists of DST and DBT. Okay, but if you are applying project for under this Wellcome Trust, there is a separate team of scientists who are from different parts of the world, and they used to screen their project. So again, it's a very good international funding which has been given to the Indian institutes, and the objective is to promote the extraordinary improvement in health by supporting the brightest mind. Again, this faculty, this fellowship or funding is given in field of health, and we are one of the part of the health. So it's very beneficial for us if we are applying for this. Generally, it supports to biomedical research as well as the public understanding of the science. So in this scheme, you will see that generally diagnostics, development of diagnostic tools and providing the emergency medicines are major focus area in which this agency used to give the funding. Again, apart from these 2 areas, Cancer Genome Project at the Wellcome Trust Sanganen Institute is the Seeding Drug Discovery Initiative, which has been a very good project running under the flags of this institute. Again, it has an alliance with £160 million initiative funding agency equal by Wellcome Trust by UK and DBT. So as I have told you, this have a collaboration with DST and DBT. So DBT is the major agency under which you can apply this project. There is a separate portal for applying under the Wellcome Trust in field of biomedical science. And again, there is one of the fellowship, that is TWS. आप हो सकता है इसमें बहुत से लोगों को पता नहीं हो, इसका Academy of Science, and this fellowship is given to for the postdoctoral studies. So, but again, there is a problem in this fellowship, or I should not say problem. There is a fellowship, there is a prerequisite in this fellowship that if a candidate want to apply under this fellowship, they need to get a letter from the mentor outside the country. Outside the country means the countries which are the member of this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सर वो 1 मिनट में फिर सेशन सर ये कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, फिर से ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा सर।
सर मेरा स्लाइड लगभग हो गया है, तो मैं इसको खत्म कर लेता हूँ, मैं इसको वापस रीजॉइन कर लेता हूँ। एंड आई एम सॉरी दैट आई हैव टुक मोर टाइम, आई विल minutes also because might be there will be a second speech. I am re-logging in once again, then we'll finish it, sir, in 5 minutes.
ठीक है। हाँ दिख रहा है सर, दिख रहा है सर।
Okay. So we were talking about funding from DPT, that is Department of Biotechnology. So under this scheme, under category 1, Center for Excellence COE, it is a major grant which has been provided, especially in the field of projects which are related with the biotechnology, and they have a specific area or thematic focus. So if you see that focus major, there are a few areas in which the pharmacy people, especially those who are belonging to an area of medicinal plant, those who are belonging to pharmacology, and in certain areas of targeting drug delivery system who are pharmaceutics can apply under this project. It includes the research grant and development activities from basic to applied areas of health, industrial, biotechnological research. And now most of the pharmacy people, they are doing research in diagnostics. So if the project is related to diagnostics, development of the diagnostic in field of pharmacy, it is one of the major area where we can apply for this. And for this already DBT has established 17 centers of excellence in biotechnology, and the universities are also eligible to apply for the centers of biotechnology. If they are fulfilling the norms of DPT, then the center of excellence might be granted to them. And it is not only limited to government organization, but the esteemed private universities are also eligible for excellence in biotechnology center. Second category, it is for an outstanding scientist for research program in biotechnology, and it provides an long-term research and development to support an individual outstanding investigator in a highly specific, with a highly specific caliber and a excellent publications or patent records. In this category, you need to apply either a collaborative project or an individual project, and the grant limit, which is not mentioned here, is around about 50 lakhs. It is for 3 years. In category 3, that is institutional program support, it is both to the single institute as well as multi-institutional project, that institution or department. So in case it is it's your university. So if the university has different departments, so the pharmacy departments in collaboration with the department like life sciences, like chemistry, like physics, and a collaborative or inter-university, inter-collaborative multi-institution project can be granted. And as I have told you right now, the funding agencies, they are more focusing on granting the collaborative project. So if you can identify this project with multiple investigation in various departments, and intra and inter-university both, that is a few PI maybe from the university and few PI from any government organization or the research center of ICMR or government agencies. In that case, there are again the chances of getting the support, fetching the grants are increased. So here the support is proportional to the size and the quality of the PhD and postdoctoral program. So basically the main universities where the PhD and postdoctoral programs are running, depending upon the size and depending upon the ranking. If you are a good NIRF or NBA ranking, and in that case the opportunities of increasing the amount is more. So that is initially I have told that the major university, they are taking part in various grading agencies. So if your grade is more within 100, NIRF ranking is within 100, and in that case again the chance of getting this grant increases. That is again the funding for women faculty members from DBT. So it is known as Career Advancement Scheme and Reorientation Program, and it is known with the name of BioCare, which is a very famous scheme again in the women scientist, and it's been started in 2011 by DBT. And again the motto is behind that is to increase the participation of women scientists in field of biotechnology research as a first grant, and the duration for this is 3 to 5 years. And as it is the initial grant for advancement and reorientation is in career. So the faculty, both who are employed or who are unemployed, in case of an unemployed faculty, they need to take a letter from the host institute that after availing the grant, the institute would provide the necessary facilities for completing this project. So there a PhD is required for the faculty member in that case, women faculty, and the age limit is again 55 years. So this increased age limit has been taken to give the relaxation to the women candidates if they are leaving the studies because some or the other reason of other reasons. And again, apart from this 55 year, there is a relaxation in reservation candidates depending PWD candidate, depending upon the laws of the state and central, and the relaxation is up to 5 years. That is, in total, it is the age limit goes to 60 years. So which is one of the largest in our India. Getting this project, इसके बाद सिर्फ जो बचती है वो रिटायरमेंट के बाद जो वो होती है ग्रांट, उनके लिए बचती है एमेरिट्स फेलोशिप जिसको बोलते हैं, that is by UGC. So for working candidates, this is one of the grant with major age limit. And the scheme is open for all area of life science, biology, including pharmaceutical sciences and medicine. Again, here the pharmacy people are eligible for this scheme. Only you need the NOC from the research center in case of unemployed person. In case of unemployed person, already the application has to be forwarded by the head of the institute or the registrar of the university. So they does not require this NOC, but the NOC is required in the case of unemployed candidate from the proposed research center. The fellowship amount is 50 to 60,000 per month for an unemployed women candidate. In case of the scientist is employed in any institute, then in addition to the salary, they will get an amount of 10,000 and a grant, and the total grant is of 50 lakhs, which includes consumable travel grant. The next is ICSSR. So अभी तक जितना भी मैं फेलोशिप ग्रांट्स बताया वो आप हो सकता है कि आप सब लोगों को पता होगा, लेकिन ICSR का ग्रांट आई एम वेरी श्योर कि ये बहुत कम लोगों को पता है, बिकॉज ICSR is an agency which generally gives the fellowship in field of social science research. Indian Council of Social Science Research. आप सब लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि हम फार्मेसी वाले हमको सोशल साइंस में रिसर्च कैसे ग्रांट कैसे मिल जाती है, लेकिन आई नो 2 of my seniors has got this grant in ICSR. They are for different, one is from Punjab and one is from Delhi side. So both of them this grant ICSR region. So I want to have more focus. आप बहुत से लोगों को हो सकता है कि ICSR ग्रांट के बारे में पता नहीं, क्योंकि जनरली सोशल साइंस के लिए दिया जाता है, लेकिन मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि इसको हम फार्मेसी वाले भी अवेल कर सकते हैं. So let's see the objective of the program to provide the opportunity to social scientists to engage themselves in full-time research. It is an important theme of the choice or to write books about their research. It also assists the young research scholars who have potential and competence for the research to work for a full-time in approved research areas to support the doctoral studies. To achieve these objectives, for 4 categories, fellowships are awarded to the scholars who are in various levels of their profession: national fellowship, senior fellowship, postdoctoral fellowship, and doctoral fellowship. So all these fellowships, so we'll see one by one. There is national fellowships are offered to the retired professors, social scientists who have been made outstanding contribution in their field of research during their job. Senior fellowship is awarded for age group between 45 to 70 and who has done the PhD in quality publication. Again, it's a basic criteria to get this grant. The postdoctoral fellowship, it is awarded generally for the people who have age limit below than 45. However, there is a relaxation for 5 years in case of women candidate and reservation candidate. And it is again necessary to have their PhD at the award of this grant. And doctor fellowship, it is open to all the doctoral students who are below the age of 40 and they have their master degree from a recognized universities in different field of social science. So the thing I want to mention is, just a minute, I'm slowing down my that. मैंने आपको इसलिए इंटरनेट ऑन किया है कि मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि सोशल साइंस में कैसे आए. You can see that this is the site of this content. Indian Council of Social Science is visible to all of you. Hello, are you getting my voice, Sunil sir? Hello, hello, are you getting my voice?
Yes sir, yes.
मेरा ये सोशल साइंस का जो वेबसाइट शेयर किया है दिख रहा है क्या सर? हेलो,
हाँ सर, अभी दिख रहा था, इस समय नहीं दिख रहा सर.
अब दिख रहा है सर?
अभी नहीं सर.
Let me see what is the problem. Just a minute. ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं जो मैं आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करना चाह रहा हूँ. शेयर स्क्रीन. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. अभी दिख रहा है सर?
नहीं सर, अभी नहीं दिख रहा सर. हाँ, अब दिख रहा है सर.
तो अभी प्रेजेंटेशन दिख रहा होगा आपको.
यस सर.
ये वाला दिख रहा है. अब दिख रहा है. इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ सोशल साइंस रिसर्च.
इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ, हाँ दिख रहा है सर.
दिख रहा है. आपको वेबसाइट दिख रहा है ये ICSSR का, इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ सोशल साइंस रिसर्च.
यस सर, शो रही है सर.
ओके 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 ओके. सो मैं आपको यही बताना चाह रहा था, हम सब लोग सोचते हैं कि सोशल साइंस रिसर्च में हमको कैसे मिल जाएंगे. सो व्हेन यू विल गो ऑन दिस साइट्स एंड व्हेन यू गो ऑन द प्रोग्राम एंड रिसर्च सर्विसेज, आप इसमें जाएंगे और उसमें रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट में जाएंगे तो आप देखिए कि ये लास्ट में जो पॉइंट नंबर 12 है, अदर एलाइड सोशल साइंस डिसिप्लिन, आप देख पा रहे इसमें यू विल गो लाइब्रेरी साइंस, सोशल वर्क स्टूडेंट्स, मॉडर्न सोशल हिस्ट्री एंड हेल्थ साइंस. They I have highlighted health science. Did you got? Are you able to see this health studies? So under these, if you are applying in social science research, आप इसके अंडर कर सकें. और मेरी जानकारी में पिछले 10 साल में सिर्फ 2 फार्मेसी वालों के प्रोजेक्ट इन्होंने डाले हैं और दोनों ही सैंक्शन हो गए. तो देयर इज एम्पल चांसेस, क्योंकि लोगों को पता ही नहीं है कि इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ सोशल साइंस रिसर्च भी हमको फार्मेसी वालों को प्रोजेक्ट देती है. ये एक बहुत बड़ा कारण है. ये कारण नहीं है कि हमको मिलता नहीं है या कंपटीशन नहीं है. यहाँ पे हेल्थ साइंस में ना के बराबर वो कंपटीशन है. और ये हेल्थ स्टडीज के अभी तक जितने भी प्रोजेक्ट जो अवार्ड हुए हैं मेजर के प्रोजेक्ट, वो सिर्फ सोशल साइंस वालों को अवार्ड हुए हैं. फार्मेसी वाले सिर्फ 2 लोगों को मुझे पता है जिनको पिछले 10 साल में ये प्रोजेक्ट मिला है. So it is a very good opportunities for the faculty members who are engaged in research to get grant from this studies. बस इसमें थोड़ा सा ये रहेगा. एंड इसमें एक और अच्छी बात ये है कि जनरली हम साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी से बिलोंग करते हैं, तो हमारे सारे प्रोजेक्ट जो होते हैं वो लैब बेस्ड प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं. लेकिन हेल्थ साइंस में आजकल आप देख रहे होंगे कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज ने कम्युनिटी फार्मेसी और उनको लेके सर्वे प्रोजेक्ट भी चालू किए हैं. सो इवन दो इफ यू आर गेइंग द सर्वे प्रोजेक्ट ऑन हेल्थ स्टडी, then it's very easily you can avail this project. जो पिछला प्रोजेक्ट इसमें मिला था पंजाब में, जो मिला था हमारे सीनियर है उनको, तो उनको ये मिला था कि जैसा कि हम सभी जानते हैं कि इन पंजाब ड्यू टू एक्सेसिव यूज ऑफ पेस्टिसाइड्स द कैंसर हैज बीन इंक्रीज, द रेट ऑफ इंक्रीज ऑफ कैंसर इज ट्रेमेंडस. और उसी के कारण वहाँ से एक ट्रेन चलती है जिसको कैंसर ट्रेन बोलते हैं, जो कैंसर पेशेंट्स को ले जाती है. और उसमें सबसे ज्यादा जो कैंसर हुआ है वो छोटी बच्चियों को हुआ एट द एज ऑफ प्यूबर्टी and at the onset of their menstrual cycle from 13 to 25 years. And the problem was that these women patients, female patients, they are hesitate to go for screening for breast cancer, क्योंकि मेजोरिटी जो कैंसर वहाँ डिटेक्ट हुआ था ब्रेस्ट कैंसर. और इनमें सोशल एक फोबिया के कारण वो अपना जो मेमोग्राफी होती है जो ब्रेस्ट कैंसर को डिटरमाइन करने के लिए थी, उसका रेट बहुत कम था. तो ये हमेशा अर्ली स्टेज में पता नहीं लगता था और बाद की स्टेज में पता लगता था, जिससे कि काफी नुकसान हो जाता था. सो द साइंटिस्ट हैड पुट a project highlighting what are the obstacles for the female candidates who are at the age of 13 to 25 or 30 years to undergo for the test for the breast cancer, that's mammography. It is the initial test through which it can be detected earlier, and he has got a grant of 20 lakhs under this project and 2 project fellow. So मैं इस स्लाइड पे इतना एम्फेसाइज इसलिए कर रहा हूँ कि सोशल साइंस में भी हम लोगों को ये प्रोजेक्ट अवेल हो सकता है. एंड एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू दैट इज अ वेरी लेस नंबर ऑफ people from pharmacy, I should say only 2 in last 10 years have applied. It's one of the major area I want to focus. बाकी सबके बारे में आप जानते होंगे, but it is a new area, that is why I took an extra time for this. Again, coming back to our major slides, now funding from ACRB, that is Science and Engineering Research Board scheme. So in this, there is an extramural research project is there. So most of you know about this, so I am not getting detail. So अभी के बारे में मैं जो मेजर चीजें उन्हीं के बारे में आपको बताऊंगा. बाकी है आई विल नॉट गो इन डिटेल बिकॉज दे आर वेरी रिनाउंड स्कीम एंड इज नोन टू एवरीबॉडी इन द फील्ड ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. दिस इज एन एक्स्ट्राम्यूरल रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट जिसको हम EMR प्रोजेक्ट बोलते हैं. इस प्रोजेक्ट में देयर इज नो अपर लिमिट ऑफ फंड, देयर इज नो अपर लिमिट ऑफ फंडिंग. सो ऐसे 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट है जिनमें कोई अपर लिमिट नहीं है. एक मैंने सबसे पहली स्लाइड में आपको बताया था DST नेनो मिशन, एंड सेकंड इज दिस ACRB एक्स्ट्राम्यूरल रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट ग्रांट. सो द ग्रांट इज again provided for manpower, equipment, consumable and national travel and contingency and overhead. And the call for proposal is only 2 times in a year. So you have to ready with your proposals to see this. The only prerequisite in this fellowship is you need to get a letter from the mentor outside the country, which is a fellow of TWSA. इसके अलावा एक और जो है कोलैबोरेटिव स्कीम, शास्त्री इंस्टीट्यूशनल कोलैबोरेटिव रिसर्च ग्रांट. अगेन इट इज इन रिसर्च collaborative stream. It is for a period of 2 years and generally it is by India and the Canadian member council. So India and Canada के scientists को jointly apply कर सकते हैं. I am not getting in detail of this. Again the eligibility, and again there is one of the very famous scheme जिसके बारे में सभी जानते हैं. The scheme for promotion of academia and research जिसको हम स्पार्क नाम से जानते हैं. HRD का एक बहुत ही ड्रीम प्रोजेक्ट है to establish a good ecosystem in higher education. And it is in generally there are 5 thrust area in which it accepts the project. There is fundamental research, emergent research, area of the impact, convergence, action oriented, and innovation drive. These are the 5 schemes. Also इसमें eligibility उन्हीं institutes के लिए है जो top 100 ranking में आते हैं NIRF की ranking में. They are eligible to apply under these schemes. Again, you can go for a national and international collaboration under this scheme. And as we have seen the 5 areas. And the nature of the proposal include the basic feature, essential components, and the option of the components under the both the funding agencies. Again, there is a limit of there is a 3 types of limit. For initial, it is 50 lakhs, between 50 to 75 lakhs, and between 75 lakhs to 1 CR. This is the limit under this project. And one more, so I'm not getting into this. Yeah. So this is the other avenues which I could not discuss due to the lack of the time. So ICSIR जैसे मैंने आपको बता दिया, ICSIR सोशल साइंस का रिसर्च है और हम लोग जानते नहीं है, बट दिस इज अ पोटेंशियल, वी कैन गो फॉर दैट. उसके अलावा एक और ग्रांट प्रोग्राम है. इट इज एन इंटरनेशनल प्रोग्राम. अगेन यू कैन सर्च ऑन वेबसाइट एंड गो थ्रू. अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट फील्ड NMPP, नेशनल मेडिसिनल प्लांट बोर्ड. इसमें भी बहुत सारा जो प्रोजेक्ट होता है, जनरली एग्रीकल्चर पीपल एंड बॉटनी पीपल यूज्ड टू अप्लाई. इवन दो फार्मेसी पीपल कैन अप्लाई. एंड द मेजर फोकस इन this area is the value added work of the project. If it is of the medicinal plant, if it is applied under this area, there is a really greater chance to get the full form of NMPB's National Medicinal Plant Board. Apart from this, आप सब बोल रहे होंगे कि सब प्रोजेक्ट का तो एजेंसी हम सभी को पता है, लेकिन कई बार प्रोजेक्ट सिलेक्ट नहीं होता है, कई बार लिख नहीं पाते हैं. So there is a foundation, there is an NGO which have collaboration with the Department of Science of Technology in India. उसको बोलते हैं RFR फाउंडेशन. ये RFR फाउंडेशन क्या है, मैं इसका एक स्लाइड आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ. लास्ट स्लाइड है मेरा ये. So you can see the slide. Are you able to see that RFR फाउंडेशन? आपको दिख रहा है ये?
Yes, sir.
इसको बोलते हैं रिसर्च फॉर रिसर्च एंड फाउंडेशन. ये एक प्राइवेट NGO है, लेकिन इसका कोलैबोरेशन डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इंडिया है. ये क्या काम करता है? ये काम करता है कि अगर आप जनरली ये यूनिवर्सिटी से और बड़े कॉलेज से कोलैबोरेशन करता है. अगर किसी को हेल्प चाहिए तो आई एम द मेंबर ऑफ दिस फाउंडेशन, आप इसके साथ कोलैबोरेट करो, तो ये आपको प्रोजेक्ट दिलाने में हेल्प करता है. प्रोजेक्ट दिलाने में हेल्प करने का ये मतलब क्या है कि आपको कौन सा एरिया छांटना है, आपके पास क्या एक्सपर्टाइज है, फिर पूरा प्रोजेक्ट लिख के आप ये चेक करके देते हैं आपको कि प्रोजेक्ट में कहाँ लेक्यूनास हैं. आपका 2-3 बार इंटरव्यू कराते हैं, उसका प्रेजेंटेशन कराते हैं, और वो प्रेजेंटेशन होने के बाद आप देखेंगे कि आपकी हेल्प करते हैं अंटिल आपको प्रोजेक्ट मिल जाए. सिर्फ प्रोजेक्ट मिलने तक ही आपकी हेल्प नहीं करते हैं. प्रोजेक्ट मिलने के बाद उस प्रोजेक्ट में काम कैसे करना है, उसकी रिपोर्ट कैसे जमा करना है, उसका अगर IPR का कोई मैटर, उसका पेटेंट लेना है, तो इनके पास काफी एक्सपर्ट हैं, तो इनसे जुड़े हुए हैं. तो अभी तक आप लोगों को जो लोग प्रेजेंटेशन दिए, इंक्लूडिंग मैंने, आपको सभी को भी पता है कि कौन कौन सी फंडिंग एजेंसीज है. लेकिन कई बार क्या होता है कि हम अपनी जो प्रॉब्लम या हाइपोथेसिस है उसको सही तरीके से नहीं रख पाते हैं. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द NGO which helps in getting the help to the रिसर्चर्स तो हाउ टू गेट प्रोजेक्ट. डिपार्टमेंट साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के सारे प्रोजेक्ट सभी स्कीम में इसके अंडर ये लोग हेल्प करते हैं. इनका एक्सपर्टाइज है, आप इसकी वेबसाइट पे जाके देख सकते हैं. और दूसरा ये बात है, आपके मन में होगा ये गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज को हेल्प करती है. गलत बात है, ये सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट एंड प्राइवेट दोनों एजेंसीज को हेल्प करती है. अभी छत्तीसगढ़ में एक प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी है, आप वेबसाइट देख सकते हैं, CV रमन यूनिवर्सिटी. इनको 3 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट मिला है, जो इनके एसोसिएशन में मिला है. लेकिन इनको जो प्रोजेक्ट मिलता है वो किस प्रकार का होता है, 1 मिनट और लेना चाहूंगा मैं आपका. इनको प्रोजेक्ट ऐसा मिलता है कि आपका जो प्रोजेक्ट है वो हाइपोथेटिकल नहीं होना चाहिए. मतलब उस प्रोजेक्ट को करने के बाद उस प्रोजेक्ट को समाज को क्या मिलेगा, और उसमें उस प्रोजेक्ट का कमर्शलाइजेशन कर सकते हैं आप, या समाज का एक वर्ग को रोजगार दे सकते हैं. ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट को ये लोग फंड करते हैं, सपोर्ट करते हैं. तो इसे प्रोजेक्ट दिलाने का नहीं, प्रोजेक्ट को लिखने का, जैसा मैंने आपको बताया, प्रोजेक्ट का एरिया छांटने का, उसमें काम करने का और उसमें कोलैबोरेशन, क्योंकि ये जो प्रोजेक्ट होते हैं जनरली दे आर कोलैबोरेटिव प्रोजेक्ट, तो इसमें आपको 5-6 कोलैबोरेटर्स देंगे, के साथ भी ये आपको मिलाएंगे। तो इंडिया में ये पहली बार नहीं कर पा रहे, उनको ये हेल्प करती है। तो ये मैं आपको बताना चाहिए। Special thanks to Dr. Pandey madam. She was initially joined here, so I thank from bottom of my heart to provide this opportunity. If anybody has any question, you can go.
Thank you so much, sir, for a wonderful session and guiding for various types of the funds like DST, DBT, ICSSR. If anybody wants to ask any question, please ask.
अगर अभी कोई
किसी-
क्वेश्चन तो मैंने अपना स्लाइड का जो पहला है, या आप सुनील सर से या शिखा मैडम से मेरा फोन नंबर या ईमेल आईडी कॉल भी हो सकता है कि समय अभाव के कारण नहीं है, तो एनी टाइम आई एम रेडी टू हेल्प यू इन दिस मैटर। थैंक यू फॉर योर पेशेंट हियरिंग। थैंक यू सो मच। Thank you, Shikha, Dr. Shikha, Dr. Sunil, and Dr. Manju Pandey, madam. Please convey my sincere regards to Dr. Manju Pandey, madam, also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.